Monday, Bill Getty and I, who do a radio show on Sirius, the station's called Sirius, we're not Sirius, we talked about a new study in the Review of General Psychology that says that romantic love can last years and years. They talked to 6,000 couples, some of whom were married for 20 years, and still had romantic love, and I didn't think it did.
What did they do?
Well, they give each other Valentines. They're very close. Sure. People are close. They kiss. They hug.
I thought that romantic love lasted 2 years, maybe 3 years.
Well, you're confusing romance with sex.
Oh. Did sex last 2 years?
According to anthropologists, sex only lasts a certain number of years. The lust and the obsession to be on top of each other, because and it makes sense. And logically, you have to produce a child, and so nature provides for the attraction for a certain amount of time, and then it says, "Okay, your time's up."
Yeah. Unless you create ways to ignite that. But I think...
Do you have romantic love with Steve?
I do have a very romantic relationship.
You never speak about him romantically.
No, because I'm a comedian. It's not funny to talk about how great my relationship is.
So what do you do that's romantic?
What do you guys do? Do you write him letters?
No, but we have a lot. We do a lot.
Love what? You do work at it. Because I know when I had my bridal shower, all these women who were married like over a decade gave me advice. And I remember one lady, 20 years, she said they turn off the phone at like 9 o'clock, and it's their together time, and they make sure they have date nights.
Well, so it seems like you have the phone at 9, but then we go to sleep.
Turn your phone off. I think it's hard too.
You turn on. You watch The Bachelor.
I know The Bachelor is it's ruining the relationship.
Still, I mean, you're having your third child.
I think we do, but I think it's something that we have to work at. You know, someone before we got married gave us this book, The 5 Love Languages, and it kind of said, sometimes the language you're speaking to somebody is not the language they want to receive. Some people are more physical touch, this book says, and some people are more quality time. So Tim is like what would be classified as, say, an acts of service. So he would do things like, I don't know, just things around the house, or it just wasn't speaking to me. For him, like anytime we would do something that was sort of, I don't know, fold something or, dig a hole. For some reason, he liked that. I don't know.
That got him right.
Wipe the dishes.
Or like physical touch. So if someone likes touch and you don't give it to them, you're not connecting,
well,
even though you're trying.
Do children interfere with the romance?
Do the children? Well, like when they're in our bed, yes, they do. Honestly, I don't know how this child was conceived, because Grace, it must have been in the moment Grace left to go to the bathroom.
We'll tell you. Yes, you better find out soon how this child was conceived.
I tell you what.
It definitely seems like you have to work at it to keep. If you want to keep that romantic love going, you got to work at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about love and not lust.
Not the lust. No, I think the romantic stuff where you still.
I mean, my mother and father, I think about them. I mean, they were married many years, and they argued constantly. And yet, one year, when I was 35 years old, they were fighting, and I said to them, then why didn't you get a divorce? And my mother said, stay out of this. This is our thing. That was their thing. That was their romantic relationship, whatever it was. Fighting, arguing, pick up your socks, and all the baloney that people go through. That's romantic to some people.
Maybe it was the makeup, too, that you never saw.
Maybe my father was incredible, though, You never know.
With that heated missile.
Nobody ever wants to think that their parents do it.
That is so disgusting.
You never want to think that your parents do it.
No, they're both gone. Who cares?
Conceived by immaculate conception. They never did it. And the thing with Elizabeth is she still doesn't know how it's done.
Barbara, somebody said to me one time, maybe you got the same sex drive as your dad. And I'm like, wow! Don't compare that.
Well, we're going to get away from all of this because we know that nobody likes to hear talk about sex, do they?
Except on The View.
Except on The View. Okay, we're going to bring things up to a much higher level. We'll be right back with the wonderful Susan Sarandon and Jeffrey Rush. Stay with us.